Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Shirtless Plantain Show, the SPS Derby edition, a season opener for that matter. I think, fellas, before I introduce you, I feel like low-key, this is a Premier League shitting on Arsenal and United. They're like, you guys aren't what you used to be. We just gonna put you up front. Like, 'cause this is crazy. This is supposed to be like a cold November day, bitter game, but we doing this summer shit, man. I'm not fucking with it, man. I'm not fucking with it. Anyway, Tosin, what's going on, baby?
Man, living, not seeing Eric Adams. Do not know that man. Don't ever want to know that man. But, I'm living life.
To me, that's evidence that you're not hanging out in the right places. London, man. Kilo shale.
Oh man, I do. Let me just be clear. It's been a good day for obvious reasons, but the sun is out, and I am just over the moon with that fact. And I'm in shorts. I don't know if you guys want to see.
No, we don't want to see your
Evidence
thighs.
is, the proof is in the pudding. Yeah, and yeah, it's been a good day. I mean, on my way to the studio, yeah, everyone was out in full force. Whenever it's Arsenal United, I feel like that day, this fixture brings out the best in the supporters because everybody wants to wear their jerseys. The only trouble is that for once in London, Arsenal went outnumbered by United fans. On my way, literally across London, went over the bridge, I counted one United shirt, and not joking, about 20, 25, maybe even 30 Arsenal shirts. It was crazy.
That's the same math that Foxy Brown did, by the way.
And it feels legit to me, to be honest. I mean, it is London, and I know most United fans live in London, but it's better this way. It's better this way.
Yeah.
All right, let's do what we always do and do the lineups. And in case you haven't noticed, I'm hosting, so that means I'm sort of playing fake neutral here, people. I know that it's very well known that I'm an Arsenal man. I mean, look at Arsenal behind me. However, I'm going to play neutral on this pod so Coach can represent the Arsenal perspective and Tosin can represent the United perspective. We feel like it's a nice little gimmick to start off the season. Or maybe we'll just keep it forever. Who knows? Keep listening. You'll find out. Tosin, the lineups. Bayender in goal. Lenny Euro. Delict. Luke Shaw. Diego Dallo. Casemiro. Bruno Fernandes. Patrick Dorgu. Brandon Buemo, or Mbumo, as he said we should call him. Mason Mount. And Mateus Cunha. Any surprises for you?
Only one really was Dallo. I thought Ahmad would start, but then when I saw, quote unquote, Ahmad was sick, I was just like, okay, whatever. But I don't really get shocked by the lineups anymore. It's just is what it is. I do have a theory as to why he plays certain plays and why he made certain subs, but we'll get into that later. But nothing really surprised me. I was just like, okay, we play against Arsenal with this same team. So
yeah. Quick follow-up, Tosin. There was a lot of chatter during the week about Onana potentially playing. I know you don't care one way or the other since both your goalkeepers are kind of shaky, but did you think he actually had a chance of playing?
No.
All right.
First of all, I don't even think Ruben even likes him. I think Ruben has some Portuguese words that we can say off camera that he has for him. Some select words that they use in the 1800s, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah.
Hey, man, I know what it looks like when Ruben doesn't like somebody. That's Garnacho. That's Rashford. He gets him the fuck out of there. Onana's still around. The contract must be hefty.
Nah,
Coach. Oh, sorry, Tosin. Go on.
Yeah, it's because he's the plug for Baleba. Once he get Baleba, we're going to get rid of him.
That's good coaching right there. It's good squad planning. Coach, we had the lineup against Bilbao in the final preseason game, essentially, which was Raya. Timber was out. He started that game, but White came back in. Saliba, Gabriel, Calafiori, Odegaard, Zubimendi, Rice, Gabriel Martinelli, Victor Gyökeres, and Bukayo Saka. Any surprises for you on the Arsenal side?
Yeah, I did think Arteta would go Havertz, but I'm learning more about Arteta every day, clearly, because he's changing. So I thought he'd go for, old reliable in Havertz. But it's good. I think he's probably seeing shit in training with Gyökeres, thinking, yeah, we could probably do that on Sunday. So I think that's a good thing, man.
Yeah, I thought I know I'm supposed to be neutral here, but go on, Coach.
I was gonna say actually the fullbacks as well. That was my biggest talking point before kickoff with Yusuf. Actually, I said he's actually going for it. Both White and Calafiori are great players and good defenders, but they're not in the team because they're great lockdown defenders. They're in the team because they do cool shit with the ball. And at Old Trafford, I just thought with Cunha and Mbeumo, wow, so it's a good thing. It's a good thing. It just shocked me. So
Yeah, my impression of the Gyökeres Havertz choice was essentially Havertz is recovering from an injury. So I wasn't surprised. Tosin, what's up?
When he said both white, I was like, yeah, they are. But
We cook at the pasta. Oh man, it felt like a nervy start for both teams. I thought United. I can't necessarily say bossed it because as someone that's watched a lot of Arsenal, I've seen a lot of teams possess the ball in front of Arsenal and not really do anything with it. So there was a lot of that, but I still thought it was notable that United could sort of control possession, like just sustain possession without someone treating the ball like a bomb and giving it to the Arsenal players. How did you feel about your start to the game, Tosin?
I'm actually impressed, like with the start of the game and start with like everything that I saw today. The one thing that I've loved about Mbuemo, especially during preseason, his first touch is so good, and I'm never worried that Mbuemo's touch is gonna go too far or too left. It's gonna be right there. So I was happy with that. Cunha, I saw something yesterday. Some Arsenal fan tweeted United bought two players who overperformed the XG, and I was like, well, if that's overperforming your XG, I saw a lot of dog in two players, so I was very happy with that. But yeah, we started pretty well. The only thing that kind of scared me was Casemiro and Bruno in midfield, as obviously we'll get into. But we started well. I would say we
Yeah,
started pretty well.
let's get into it a little bit. Did you think your midfield got overrun?
It didn't get overrun, only overran because their brain cells were not running. That's the only reason why midfield got overrun. But other than that, no. I was actually more shocked that Declan Rice didn't really put them in the headlock. But that's, I don't know. Coach could probably attest to why that happened. But yeah.
Indeed, he can. Coach, why did I know as an Arsenal fan, you're never really expecting a fluid performance away at Old Trafford. Generally, a good performance at Old Trafford means a loss. So the win is the whole point of playing these games. So it's nice that Arsenal got the win. However, it didn't look very good. And a midfield that is arguably the best on paper in the whole league didn't seem particularly dominant or, throughout the game. United outpossessed Arsenal. Had more shots, had more everything, except fouls. And we're not going to talk too much about that.
And goals. Don't forget the goals.
We already mentioned that, Coach. But what do you think is the reason that Arsenal, I don't think it was a fitness thing. So what's the excuse for Arsenal not getting a bit more of a foothold in this game?
It's bold of you to assume that I know I might have an idea because I don't. I'm actually stuck. I genuinely am. The one or two things that I did notice was the use of their wing backs really was really aggressive, and I feel like it shocked us a little bit. So where we would usually kind of outnumber them, kind of thing, it wasn't quite happening. And
let me focus you a bit. When you say aggressive, does that mean their positioning was high up the pitch? Or was it just people kicking people?
Well, there's that as well. I mean, the ref let a lot of shit go both ways, to be fair. But yeah, I just think United fans should never ever complain about refs at Old Trafford ever. But anyway, high up the pitch, but also when they wanted to tuck in as well and actually drive with the ball, it was really just like, wow, okay, so you're just, if we lose the ball, you're just gonna leave Saka on his own. Yeah, we're gonna do that, and it just never materialized. So they were right. Do you know what I mean? They were right to take that chance. So yeah, I think in regards to Rice not putting anyone in a headlock, I'm coming to terms with the fact that I think Rice is a slow starter anyway because of his style of play. I think he's just a slow starter, and when he gets going, then he's not going to stop. But it's bubbling under. We played this game in November, anywhere between November to the end of the season, and you see a completely different Declan Rice. I reckon that was it. But our midfields in general, I think United's midfield got the better of us today, and I think it helped the fact that Mason Mount, along with the aggression of the fullbacks, helped for them to not get really outnumbered. So.
I listened to the United pod a lot last season because it's fun to hear Tosin cry, and you didn't seem very enamored with Mason Mount for most of last season. A lot of it was injuries. A lot of it was he'd come in, he didn't have a flow of game, so he wasn't fit, so he didn't seem very useful. I know it's just one game in one season, but it was nice to not see him go off injured because I feel like the last couple times I've seen him play a Premier League game, whether it was good or bad, his performance, he went off injured. So that's never good. So he didn't go off injured today. Two, I thought he was really good. I especially remember a moment early in the game before the goal went in, because that went in the 13th minute, where Arsenal broke with the ball. Raya rolled it out after one of your corners. Odegaard took it up the pitch, played it into Saka. Saka tried to cut in, and Mason Mount had tracked all the way back to make a great tackle. Does this performance do anything to make you feel like, okay, this guy's probably more useful than just a contract piece, I guess?
Mason Mount has talent, right? You don't do what you did at Chelsea and not have talent. And you don't play for England if you don't have talent. That's it, right? It's just application of said talent. Obviously, he's been hurt for a very long time. I think he's slowly getting back into shape, into fitness, because that goal he scored against Everton in the Premier League Summer Series, like, there is some hope for him. There is some use for him. I just know that, for the most part, most Man United fans consider him useless. Like Tommy, for example. Tommy cannot stand that man. But I still think there is some sort of talent in him. It's just, can you stay fit enough for that to happen? He's a pressing machine, and coaches love that. He's like the coach's favorite. He will do all the dirty work, all the hard yards, because he bust his ass to get back for that tackle against Saka. That was a really good tackle. So those are things that coaches love about Mason Mount, and he showed that in spurts today. So yeah, there's a player in there. I just hate the fact he wears number 7. Like, that's disgusting to me, man. Like, go get number 19 or number 299. Don't wear number 7.
This is why your club stinks, bro. You guys care about all the wrong shit. Tough fucking jersey numbers. Grow up. Antonio Valencia wore that once, okay? Like, relax.
And then guess what he did? Went back to 25.
Well, because it made his skin lighter. Let's get to the goal. Coach, yet another set piece. Declan Rice crosses it in. Bayender, very weak under the cross, gets bullied a bit, doesn't get a good hand on it, drops to Calafiori. I think it was going to go in anyway, but Calafiori made sure that it went in. Does this look like one of the routines you've seen before? Because Arsenal clearly have a lot of these. Or is this something new from the offseason, you think?
I think we saw Rice almost score an Olympico a couple of times last season. And I think we're getting closer to it. So you heard it here first. Rice is going to score an Olympico this season. But I think it was just more of the fact that the delivery was really good and Bayern there just being a pansy. That was it. I think when a player knows that he can drop the ball, because a lot of the time you don't want to drop the ball in the goalkeeper's head because they should be able to catch it in it. But when the players actually do that on purpose, they're pony basically, and that's what Rice can do that 10 times out of 10 if he wanted to. And it's like, yeah, I'll put the ball there and let's see what happens, and a goal happened. So yeah, I think it was more to do with the goalkeeper just being rubbish.
Yeah, fair enough. But then again, if there was a large Frenchman twerking next to me, I might get a little nervous too, but that's neither here nor there. Tosin, do you think Onana would have done better in that situation?
Yeah. Try not to curse, but fuck no. What's he gonna do? The guy was a high top fade in 2025. Like, I'm the only person that has high top fade expressions, and that's it. So I don't really, I don't really care too much to think he's gonna do anything with that. But with that said, Salt Bay, I'm not a big fan of him in goal, but I have a theory as to why he started, as well as why Ugarte came on.
Isn't it just that the guy is injured? The other guy is injured? No.
Ruben Amorim is trying to prove a point to the owners. Like, look at the bullshit that I have to work with. Look at the goalkeeper. Look at the midfield options I have. That's why I'm just going full conspiracy theory, because I can't think of anything else. I would have played Tom Heaton in goal. I think Tom Heaton is better than both of them, actually. But yeah, Bayern is just weak, and there's nothing else we could do about that. They didn't even want him back in Turkey. We tried to offer him the Turkish club and said, "Nah, you're good. We're okay. We're completely fine. We don't need that."
Oh no, man! You sound a little racist to me. The two men of color in goal. Tom Heaton. Tom Heaton hasn't started a game since back when I had hair. Oh wait, I still have hair. My bad. I look good, baby. I look good. Anywho, we move on. Coach, I thought that the Bilbao performance by Arsenal was a bit of a preparation for what we're going to face at Old Trafford. There was a lot of Declan Rice dropping deep, getting space on the ball, and hitting long switches. Didn't say any of that today. Seems like it was a different game plan. It's like once United came out with that aggression, we just say, you know what? Let's just fraud this win. What did you make of that?
Yeah, I think that sort of style of play, should I say, is reserved for when you're actually, well, not reserved, should I say, because you should be able to turn it on. But I feel like when you go into that sort of game, if it's not working, you don't want to give the ball away, risk giving the ball away as many times to a team that spent over 200 million on their attack in one summer, because there's quality there. Like, there's like Mbeumo and Cunha today looked fantastic. That, if I'm being honest, they did. So doing that sort of thing essentially means that you're in a good position, as in you're in a good game state where you can consistently just look for your forward men as quickly as possible. I don't feel like we ever got going once today for us to even try to start expressing ourselves. Not even just with the switches, just with consistent directness. Because when we did go direct, maybe 3 times in the first half, we got some joy, and that's nowhere near enough. It just isn't. So I mean,
Coach, when you say it's nowhere near enough, what role did Victor Gyökeres play in that? Because
he was the reason why we could go there, because I think him and De Ligt had a very good battle today. Sometimes De Ligt got the better of him, sometimes Gyökeres bodied him as well. Like, it was a good battle. And I saw the intention. Let's play it as quick as we can and get Gyökeres as much time as possible needed to make something happen, kind of thing. And sometimes it looks promising, but a lot of the time it was almost like a false start. Like, it just never actually happened. But that will come. That will come. So
yeah, I just want to pause that whole last 30 seconds of your speech. It just sounded weird to me. I don't know what it was exactly. You know, like that will come foreplay. Just man, nigga, this is a podcast. Behave yourself.
Two men going back and forth. It sounds like wrestling.
It's just meaty man meat smacking each other. Anywho, Tosin, Arsenal are trying to play a little more directly this season. As Coach mentioned, you know, that's part of the reason why Gyökeres started probably. That's what they attempted to do, even if it didn't quite work out today. And one of the sort of byproducts of trying to play more directly is more loose balls, it gets a little bouncier in midfield. And from one of those bouncy situations, Patrick Dorgu carried the ball for like 30 yards and smacked one against the post, Arsenal's post. I've been impressed with this kid since he showed up last season. I know there wasn't a whole lot of flowers to smell last season. It was bad, but I felt like he kind of stood out as having some potential. And also, he's Nigerian, so I'm going to lie about it anyway. But what have you made of Dorgu so far? What did you make of him today?
First of all, I've loved Dorgu when I was watching Serie A, right? I've liked this kid. I felt like he's a little bit raw, but when he came to United, I felt that he has all the physical and like the profile that you need in your wing back, right? He's fast, he's strong, and the kid has a good head on his shoulders, and you can tell that he wants to work to get better. In the offseason, he was doing a lot of shooting drills which is you're seeing the practice pay off, right? Because that's what he wanted to do in the summer, was like doing the shooting, and it showed off today. So I like Dorgu. He's shown, like, even in the summer series, he had this really good cross towards Rasmus, which, you know, I'm like, okay, there's something there to work with, and I like him. I'm a big fan today. He showed like that's why he starts on the left side. He's a good outlet for us on the left. So yeah, I like Dorgu. I have no issue. And like you said, he's Nigerian. I'm always gonna lie about any Nigerian football player except for Ahmed Musa. So
just to actually add to Dorgu a bit, I think there's a lot of scope for him to even evolve beyond just being the energetic wing back. You know, like, there's a lot of tools there to work with, technical tools. But at the same time, I'm thinking, and today's game isn't me projecting to the future, but I genuinely don't think, can you be a top team and play with wing backs? Like, can you be a top team and be like a consistently top team and play with essentially that style? Because to me, that style seems like a one and done sort of thing. You know, it's a smash and grab sort of tactic for a season, where you not rebaseline, but like you sort of just say, okay, 3 defenders, okay, cool. So we're going to always be solid, and then we're just going to really push on with that kind of thing. But to me, it doesn't feel befitting of Man United, is what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't feel like United should be playing 3 at the back, basically, you know. And go on.
I think that people get confused as to what we're trying to play. I think when you look at it out of possession, we're literally playing a 4-4-2 effectively most of the time, or we're playing a 4-3-3. It just depends out of possession, right? And I get it. 3 at the back is not the sexiest thing in the world, but that's what he wants to play as a coach. And I think that it's, you know, in spurts, it works. You can see what he wants to do. When, for example, when Šeško came on, you saw we finally had a focal point, and Šeško looked good, like, for the little bit that he played. So I want to see how it looks now. You got Cunha, you got Mbuemo, and you got Šeško, right? So I want to see how that looks, and then Hopefully they can upgrade the midfield so it can look a bit better. But I understand that I'm not gonna sit here and like tell people they're wrong for not liking three at the back. Like it's not the most fun formation for most people. They used to four at the back, but we've done all the fours with different coaches. So try something new. You know, some of you are just keep holding on to the same woman you've had. She don't like you. Try something new. How about that?
Well said. Despite your reservations, we're not gonna get into a whole debate about the 3-4-3 versus the 4-4-2 versus the 4-3-3. Because you're gonna fail on your own sword. You're gonna fail or succeed based on your own sword. So we'll see what happens. Personally, I wish him all the worst. But oh shit, I'm supposed to be the host. My bad's coming out again. My bad. I'm sorry, people. I'm sorry. I'm trying. I do want to say, Coach, the 3-4-3 or the 3-4-2-1 or whatever it was, it basically out tacticked Arsenal today, because in that first half, the most repeatable scene in my head is Calafiori getting double teamed by Mbuemo and whoever the wingback was on the other side. Like it happened a bunch of times, and Dallo. It happened a bunch of times. You know, so it does have its benefits. What did you make of that, Coach?
Yeah, this is why I was really shocked that he went with both White and Calafiori. I think in that sort of situation, even though most defenders are going to struggle with 2v1s, I would kind of back Miles a bit more. I'm not mad at the choice of him doing it, but I just thought, well, okay, United have clearly seen that Calafiori is a good player, good defender, but he can be got at. And they just they went their full tilt on his side. It's on both sides, to be fair, but on his side, you know, Mbuemo was their most dangerous player, especially in that first half. I don't know. I'm still trying to wrestle with the fact that United today have looked as good as they have done, literally, and I want to say 5 years, maybe 6. Seriously, like they looked today like a team that had ideas. They weren't running out of ideas. They didn't look like they were going through the motions kind of thing. They looked like Man United, basically, you know, despite the three at the back. My whole gripe for that is the moment you play three centre backs, that's like one midfielder or one attacker kind of thing. Well, one midfielder technically that you're not playing anymore. And I'm just biased to the fact that I think, you know, top teams shouldn't play with three centre backs.
Well, if you're a top team with holes in your roster and you have Mason Mount, it's not the worst thing in the world. Maybe it'll work for a game or two. Gosh, Martin Odegaard. As he goes, so Arsenal goes most of the time, it feels like. Today, he got a lot of the ball, Coach. I don't think he did a lot with it. He didn't do enough with it. And I don't want to single him out because no one really played well. But I do feel as if he sets the tone a bit, and he didn't do that well enough today. But we saw some good signs compared to last season, didn't we?
Yeah, so I'm really not mad at anything Odegaard did today outside of a couple of passes. I think it was a performance that was not. I wasn't expecting much, but it wasn't nowhere near as bad as his worst last season. Like, wasn't even remotely close to that. It was just frustrating because there were some good opportunities there for him to create a chance. Do you know what I mean? And maybe even take a shot himself. But I will say we all sucked today. And he, for me, outside of the centre backs in the second half, he was our best player. Like he was like the sprinkle of glitter on a pile of shit, basically. Today. So I'm not really too what's the word I'm looking for? Mad at his performance because again, a lot of his game is based around, you know, control and whatever like that. And he was giving the ball away a whole lot today. He was giving the ball a whole lot today because he was trying shit. I don't think that's a bad thing, especially when it's on like Martin Odegaard, because more often than not, he will keep the ball. But I feel like for us to get to where we need to go kind of thing, evolution needs to happen everywhere. And one of the evolutions, player-wise, is being a bit braver, taking a bit more risks kind of thing. And with the amount of time he gets the ball and the amount of time we have the ball kind of thing, why not take more risks? You know, we have the centre-backs to clearly handle any sort of, you know, transition more often than not. So why not be a little bit more risky?
One thing that does bother me whenever I see Arsenal fans talk about Odegaard is when they call him Ode. like OD, because the Yorami just thinks Ode. So I just weirds me out.
That's what the line through the O is for,
Yeah,
but
but they don't do that. It's just
I'm not saying it stops it, just makes it a sexy Ode, but Ode no danger, so you ain't lie. The other sort of playmaker figure in this game was Matheus Cunha, and he had a fantastic game. If United had managed to get something out of this game, he probably would have been man of the match for me. Somewhere between him and Mbuemo, which is a good sign for United that both two of your major signings are already firing, experienced Premier League players. But what specifically about Cunha did you enjoy, Tosin?
dogging him, man. Like there was a foul in the second half where he ran towards the end. I think he was against Gabriel or Saliba. I can't remember which one of the center backs it was. And he got a foul from like near the corner flag. I'm not sure if you guys remember that. And I looked and I was just like, wow, he's changing my life by just running around. Like you see what happens? You just apply yourselves. Like it's the most basic things in the world that makes me happy. That's all I want is just bare minimum consistency of just run, care, and actually just sit there and fight for your team. So that was one thing. And two is like he looks a lot sharper now. In preseason, he looked kind of, just trying to get his feet together, but he looks a lot better, and he's carrying is insane. Like remember the first half, he had that carry through you guys, and like he had the shot, but his carrying is really good. His ball carrying is really good, and I think that him and Mbuemo, as they get more and more reps together, they're gonna be problems. They're gonna be real big problems together. So,
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Just remember, his ex-dog can go over the line sometimes. I remember him snatching him up.
And we saw it today. We saw it today as well, man. Like
we did with the Ben White thing.
Not even just Ben White thing was I feel like the crescendo of it. But to be blunt, I just think he's a petulant bitch, man. Like that's good player, great player in fact, but he's a bitch, man. Like let's call it what it is. Like he's even at Wolves, like he's always just doing this babyish bullshit, man. Like every time, and people are telling him to calm down. Like none of the United players are even as riled up as he is. They're all just thinking like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like it's always him. Like
they'll get used to it.
Like, it's so annoying. Like just get on with the game, and you don't have to look for. It's like him and Richarlison basically are literally two sides of the same arse cheek. Like you know what I mean? It's just fucking idiots, man.
When you come from where they come from, man, they don't know how to turn that off. And I think that's the same.
Whatever, man. Whatever. That's no.
Wait. Let me finish.
Don't get that Brazilians too, They're not I know
bitches, that. Man. Let me finish. What I'm saying.
You come from where I come from. Whatever, man.
Listen, it's and the same thing. The issue I have with Osimhen is like he doesn't know how to turn that off. It's like what got you to where you're at is why you keep going, right? But like they don't know how to turn it off in certain places. That's all I was saying. Is like, well, I don't know.
All I'm saying is that get ready for that shit to cost you guys down the line.
Oh, for sure.
It's probably worth the price, but it's going to cost you, and you're going to be pissed that day. And I will be here chuckling. Gosh, but what a player. What a game. I was really impressed today, especially that I like the one where he ran, I want to say Saliba again, on the right side of our box in the first half and took that shot from a narrow angle. And Raya made this really subtle save, but if he doesn't get a finger on that, that might go in, I think. I think that was going in, So good game from Mbemo. Gosh, Calafiori got a yellow for a tug on Mbemo, so that's evidence of how great a game he was having in that first half. Then the half essentially ended with Gyökeres breaking away from De Ligt for once, then just crossing it to, I don't know, the fucking Stretford net or some shit. It was horrible. Pissed me off. But halftime came, and I'll ask Coach a tactical question, but I'm going to ask you a TV presentation question. Now we have the halftime interviews, Tosin. I can't say I'm a fan. What do you think?
I think that we have lost the plot a long time ago. It's just further proof that we as a society have lost our way. Okay? How do you stop a Premier League game like this is an NBA? Okay? I don't need to care what Odegaard is saying. Let me see what the commentators... I want to hear what the comments are saying. You have Odegaard in the corner. I don't care. I don't. It's more chat GPT nonsense, okay? We've gone too far as a society.
Yeah. I think the sad part is that they didn't do it live. So they actually recorded him going in at the half or either coming in or going out. They recorded him, then put it in the middle of the game we were watching. I'm like, come on, man. That's because they didn't want to cut a commercial or two, basically. Is why they did that, So it's like, you guys wanted this, right? So why? I don't know. I'm not a fan. We've seen Coach's face. We don't need his opinion on that. He's just going to say some racist shit or something. We don't want that.
I'm going to bring Union Jack out.
Yeah, but Tosin, I mean, Coach, I need you to take your Union Jackass brain back to halftime. You could tell that Arsenal hadn't played well. What were you thinking of changing? Was there anything you thought we could change, or did you just think it was an application issue?
I thought actually I don't think Arteta was going to give them the hairdryer. To be honest, I think he's a lot smarter than that. But I did think he was probably going to put some emphasis on us. Hate to sound cliche here, but winning our duels. It's become a bit of a meme that he's obsessed with duels and whatever else. But I don't know any good team that doesn't batter the other team physically before they can play their good football, essentially. And we weren't doing that. It wasn't that we would get out muscled or out physical today or anything like that, but we weren't really like ourselves in that regard. Because I know what a good Arteta looks like. Go on.
Let me hold you right there, Coach. Tosin, do you think Simon Hooper's refereeing had anything to do with that? Because Arsenal are one of the more physical teams in the league. And when you really break it down, Steak, it looked like United, I wouldn't say they bullied Arsenal, but United kind of got the rub of the green a little bit. Do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I just think also the Premier League is real physical. There were some times where, De Ligt could have got fouled. De Ligt did throw Saka around. Like there was one in the first half, I think it was the first half, where he kind of like looked like Saka was like, look at little boy, just get the fuck out of the way. But I mean, I'm not gonna sit and complain about refereeing, man. Like I just say this all the time. The Premier League refereeing is consistently inconsistent. And it fucks some teams up more than others, but it fucks everyone up. But some more than others. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, I just want to make the point to Arsenal fans. I'm one of you. But complaining about the refereeing at Old Trafford is stupid. Okay, get over it. Just deal with it. It's part of the. Coach, am I tripping here? Is this not regular? We're used to this, right? This is generations of this shit.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't ever care about United fans complaining about refs. I just don't. I even feel offended. I feel like they're even trying to personally offend me and my family when they do that. Like, do you guys know who you are? Do you guys should I just bring up the long list of offences from the year 1998 before I even go on to all the other years? Like 1998 alone, it's just a year I pulled out my ass, but I'm sure I'm right. It doesn't matter. But the point is that nobody should be complaining about referees if you support Man United, especially at OT. Just do us a favour and just have some shame, man. Seriously.
Tosin, right of response.
Hey, listen, viva la raza. We lie, we cheat, we steal, baby.
And I'm glad that you own it as well, because a lot of United fans just say, yeah, like this excuses. Like, no, it's okay to admit that you paid refs for like 30 years. It's fine. It's okay.
We're pieces of shit. We'll do it again. Yeah.
All right. Do I want to talk about this? This is for me, guys. Lee Dixon pisses me off, okay? Like, we get him on TV. He's not the worst, but this man said, first he criticized Odegaard. He said he was being wasteful with the ball. And I was like, oh, for once, Lee Dixon has a good take. Then literally 30 seconds later, excuse me, folks, he goes, Gyökeres isn't a channel runner. He's a hold-up striker. And I'm like, this nigga, like, why are you on TV? Okay, will you shut up? Like, who taught you that? Man, nigga pissed me off, but back to the game. 55th minute, Ahmad came on for Dalot. Tosin, you mentioned a theory as to why. Was it just that Ahmad was sick? Was it
apparently Ahmad was sick, but I mean, he looked really sick playing today. He looked good. So yeah, I was when Ahmad came on. I want to see him and Mbeumo get better connection together. I think there's something there, because what happens is sometimes Ahmad will be the 10, sometimes Mbeumo will be the right wing back, and they would just interchange. There was one time where Ahmad was supposed to make a run, and Mbeumo thought he was making a run, and Ahmad didn't run for the ball and Mbeumo passed it. But they just need to get their chemistry together. But there's something with those two. I mean, they're two francophones, so they're both going to wind their waist anyway. So, that's actually their state of thing.
Good shit. Coach, when you saw Ahmad come on with our boy Calafiori on a yellow, were you worried?
Yeah, basically, because he's got fresh legs, but an underrated part of his game is the fact that he is such a good presser. Like, fantastic. He wouldn't look out of place at Arsenal. I'm deadly serious. Like, he is so good. So I'm thinking, wow, well, Calafiori likes to have the ball at his feet. He likes to initiate, someone to press him, kind of thing. He won't. I don't think he'll be ready for the speed at which Ahmad closes him down, because a lot of players have been caught because they didn't realize how quick he can cover the ground. So that was the first thing that was really going through my mind. But also the fact that they've got the momentum, and a player like him is someone that can actually ride the wave with them. He's not going to slow it down. He's going to add another 50% to it. So that was my initial worry. Yeah.
Okay. Well, in any event, that got changed. But before that change, the hour mark was where I thought to myself, like, man, as much as I don't want to complain about refs, Sakai gets manhandled, man. I don't know what it was because a bunch happened, but back to the game. 60th minute, Gyökeres and excuse me, people. Gyökeres came off for Havertz and Martinelli came off for Madueke. We'll go back to you for a little bit, Coach. Madueke, can you his performance in general, what did you make of it?
Yeah, first of all, I was glad that he got on at 60 minutes. So that's enough time to affect the game. And I have to give some props to Arteta there, because our coach is a self-learning machine. He's showing signs of intelligence, if you like. I mean that sarcastically, clearly. But we usually wait until around 75, maybe 80 minutes to make those subs. But I feel like 60 minutes is the sweet spot, because if things aren't going your way, it's enough time for you to actually change it and not have to think, oh shit, it's a rush against time. It's like, no, 30 minutes is a gang of time. And in that regard, I think Madueke immediately switched on and he's bought in, kind of thing. He's tried to make sure that Ahmad basically doesn't get a free run at our fullback, basically. But going up the other end, which is why we paid 52 million for him, there wasn't really much. I didn't see him try to go out on his outside of his man once, to my recollection at least.
It was just a weird period of the game, but I will say the best moments Ahmad had came when he cooked Madueke. Like, I did not enjoy that at all. Matter of fact, I almost didn't wear this headband just because of that, but I already had it on. So it just felt like it would be harder to undo the knot in the back. It was stressing me out. I kept it on. Anyway, Tosin, the 64th, Ugarte and Šeško came on. And I got to be honest with you, as an Arsenal fan watching it, I saw Ugarte and I was like, we won. The game is over. We won. What were you thinking?
I was just like, you know what? I had to put on my what's it called? My 5% hat. My recognize real lives hat. I was like, there's a conspiracy theory here. Ruben knows the Glazer here, so I'm gonna show you. This is how shit I have in the midfield, right? I'm gonna show you how bad he is, because he knows Ugate's gonna do something dumb. And boy, did do something dumb. Good.
I would say, well, he had Maino on the bench as well. Like,
that's why I'm saying the conspiracy theory, because he's trying to prove a point. If it was September, Kobe would have came on, but and this is me being a hotep. Okay, let me get let me get my thing off. So long story short, I think he basically was trying to show, like, look, this guy sucks. Okay, like, I can't work with this. Get me some midfielders. I need more blacks.
Hold on, real quick. We get the point. But didn't he used to have this guy at Sporting?
Yeah, but who cares? He didn't ask to buy him. He didn't ask to buy him from PSG.
I know he didn't ask to buy him. I mean, he got there before him. But I'm like, surely you'd expect a coach that's had a player to be able to make something of him, no?
I mean, look at Ugarte. What's there to work with, man? The only thing that goes on in his head is Mate, and that's it. There's nothing else in that head but Mate. I mean, he tried a no-look pass. And I'm like, why are you doing this? Like, what is...
Coach, I would say he did that because he saw Harry Maguire behind him, and he knew that if something bad happened, we just blame Harry Maguire.
Yeah.
I think actually Harry Maguire has now got enough credit in the bank where they would actually skin Ugarte alive had we got the second goal. I think it's a combination of their love for Harry Maguire, but also more the fact they just can't stand this guy anymore. I think Ugarte probably would have been in deep trouble had we scored from that. But yeah, Havertz got a nutmeg off there, so yeah, cool, good stuff. That's 2 nutmegs. That was 2 nutmegs there, because I think Odegaard got one off on Casemiro as well.
And someone got one off on Odegaard, I think. It was like 2-1 on the nutmegs. I think Dorgu got one on Odegaard. It was good.
Fair enough.
Nigeria. Šeško, the crowd was really happy to see him. Obviously, I feel like when the summer started, if we had to predict the future, we would have said Šeško would be at Arsenal and Gyökeres would be with his former coach at United. I ain't gonna lie, guys. When Šeško came on, I seen that 6'5" pile of human, and I thought to myself, damn, Arteta would have made you the best. As it says, what did you make of his performance, Tosin?
He was making some really, really good runs, like some stuff that Rashford never ever does. Doing some insta outs to in. I saw him against Saliba and Gabriel. I mean, it's not the easiest two defenders to play against to make your debut in the Premier League. So he did solid. I just wish we would have found him a little bit more. I mean, he's 6'5". Find him, so he was trying to affect the game a little bit more, but. Yeah, there's a lot to work with Sheshko, but he's flipping massive, man. When someone says they're tall, like I look, I was like, you're tall, like you're legit tall. So there's a lot to work with.
You should be in the NBA, man, with Osama. Coach, that's a good segue to talk about Arsenal's defense. I mean, best defense in the league last 3 seasons, so this is nothing new. But today, the team was a little stressed. The team was a little open. United looked good in patches. And there was a lot of last-ditch defending going on. I feel like some of that is a function of the fact that Gabriel is still not fully fit yet. Because what should have just been simple situations turned into last-ditch situations. But overall, what did you make of Arsenal's defending, the defenders, and who would you give your man of the match to on the Arsenal side?
I think Arteta, we have to give more credit to Arteta as well. The fact that we know at the very least we're not going to off-pant for the opposition. So today wasn't a good performance.
This nigga talking about ass cheeks, thighs out, off-pant. What's going on, coach? The weather in London makes you get all freaky, bro. Like, stay ass inside, nigga.
It's raining honey packs in London.
What can I say, man? No, for real though, like we know at the very least we're going to get a solid performance defensively out of Arsenal in pretty much every game that we play. And I think it's more to do with the fact that reputation matters now. Like teams, like when you ask coaches and players talk about Arsenal now, the way you mention our centre-backs, they always do. So I think that plays on the fact, not only in our players' minds, but also opposition minds were thinking, oh yeah, okay, we've finally got past the midfield now. Oh shit, it's Gabriel and Saliba next kind of thing. And that affects you. That does affect you, whether they want to admit it or not. It affects your decision making. It affects the ways, do I really want to go and do I really want to chase down this ball? I've got, 6'3" worth of francophone muscle waiting for me, or 6'4" of Brazilian muscle waiting for me. It plays on your mind, So I think there's gone
ass cheeks, thighs, muscle, bro.
Okay.
And he labeling the muscle too. Tosin, stop this nigga, man. Do something, man. What's wrong with you? We can't hold him back. He's dangerously horny.
Louis Van Gaal would love his performance right now.
I'm just saying what I see, man. Like, if I'm lying, let me know, man. But
fair enough. You haven't told one lie yet. That's true. Carry on, coach.
So I think there's our defense today was we got by on a bit of reputation and also just our muscle memory as well. Because usually I think we'd actually be a lot more aggressive in not letting them even getting a chance to turn and face up, stuff like that. But I feel like it was just muscle memory and just reputation of the fact that this is the Arsenal defense kind of thing. So let's show them what we're made of kind of thing. But we wasn't proactive enough for me. It was gone.
Yeah, no, I was waiting for it to finish. I was going to ask. You know what? Follow-up question. At any point, just briefly, did you feel in danger as an Arsenal player?
I think there was a period in the second half, not too long after Sheshko came on, where there was a little bit of a scramble. I think there was an overhead kick from Mbeumo, or something like that, and also his header, which we'll probably get onto Raya. Probably should now, but his header.
Go ahead.
That was Gordon Banks. That's what it was.
Relax. Tosin, did you think that was that great a save?
It was Gordon Banks against Pele.
It was right at him.
Please.
It was a good save, but I expect my goalkeeper to make that save. Even Bayern can make that save.
To be fair, I've only seen it once. I've only seen it once. But.
See, when you see it, this nigga does not rate him at all. When you see it back, you understand. I'm not even trying to hate. I just thought it was kind of close to the keeper. And because of the deflection on the ball, it had a bit of a loop on it. So Mbeumo couldn't get enough force on it. He did his best with it, but I thought it was an easy save for Raya. He just looked cool doing it because he's 6 foot tall.
Yeah.
Worst goalkeeper I've seen in my life in Manchester United is Massimo Taibi. But
I just knew you were going to say him.
Hey, listen.
Why you say fuck me for?
Taibi was wearing sweats. That's why I never forget it. Like, he wanted a full pants. but Bayindir is getting very, very close to him and Mark Bosnich. He's getting close to those guys.
Honestly, you've watched him more than I've seen him, but I really enjoyed his distribution today. I thought he was really good at breaking Arsenal's press. He didn't do a lot of dumb shit, except for the one error. The one thing he did, obviously, decided the game, but I don't think he's as bad as you guys make him out to be. I don't want him at Arsenal, I'll be clear, but I don't think he's that bad. I'm just saying. That said, when Rice lined that free kick up in the 81st minute right before he went off, as a opposing fan, having seen what he did against Madrid last season, did that make you feel any kind of way?
No, because I was just like, all that juju's now in Madrid's life. It's gone. Okay, start your season again. Leave me alone.
I'll be real. It didn't get its actual full trajectory, but it was swinging back in. It was, and that's why I was like, gone.
I think without the deflection, it probably Bayindir has to make a save there.
It's on target, 100% on target. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, then he went off right afterwards, and like you said, he's a slow starter. This is why we have Merino. And when you think about it, when you think about the prices of players that we've seen in transfers, and at least at the big clubs like United, Arsenal, Chelsea, when last did one of those teams get a player for 30 mil?
It's actually part of the plans of the senior squad. That's like second. That's basically one of the first off the bench.
Right.
Maybe Dorgu.
Dorgu was, but he's young. And you can at least make the argument that, he's young, he's potential. What if he doesn't, we'll pay 30, but Merino, a player of his pedigree for that price, maybe he's not going to do a lot of Arsenal moving forward if everyone else stays healthy, but I don't feel it was a waste of money is what I'm saying,
He's a great squad addition.
He's a great squad addition for sure. Like a reasonably priced one. Raya got a yellow for time wasting, lads. It wasn't quite the 8-second thing. And, we already saw that in did you guys see that in the Newcastle game? Well, not Newcastle game. Where's Dubravka now? I forgot.
Tottenham, I think. Was it Tottenham?
Okay, Tottenham-Burnley.
Yeah.
Yes. And he held the ball for long. But that's not what happened with Raya. It was just straight up normal time wasting. I honestly didn't think it was that bad. Julian Timber deserved his yellow. But David Raya did not. It was just, he just gave it to give it. Or am I tripping?
Simon Hooper, man. The name says on the tin.
Guys, don't you know the first month of the Premier League is the experimental phase? Like they just be doing shit, and then after that, it just won't happen again for the rest of the season.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It's been a bad weekend for VAR. We'll talk about that on the main pod, which will be out after this, people. However, I want to say the one red card that I recall from this weekend was definitely correct. So I'll give them credit for that. But the rest they fucked up. All right. Some good hold up play from Sheshko. Ugarte lined that shot up, and I did one of these let him shoot. Let him shoot. Nobody was worried about that, not even him. United sustained some good pressure towards the end. We got 6 minutes of stoppage time. Tosin, were you hopeful? Did you think you got? I mean, I know a natural.
Where did that come from? Where did that come from?
All the substitutions. There's a lot of substitutions.
And then also, you remember the physio came on.
Yeah, and he took his time.
Yeah,
guys, it was just. Let's be honest here. It was just Fergie, with his lifetime subscription. Like, let's put it away.
Not too much on my white granddad. Okay, he's old right now.
Was your granddad at the game?
Probably, yeah, I think so.
Okay,
so much better. Oh, thank you so much.
Glazers were there too, and one of them cut his ponytail off.
What?
Aren't they just okay? So, guys, just walk with me here. Aren't the Glazers just the villains from the Ghostbusters films?
No,
right?
they're the villains from every white horror story in America. That's what
no, seriously,
the villains from your life.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, I'm pretty sure I saw them in like the old, especially the second Ghostbusters film. The guy in the painting. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about.
The guy in the painting is Erling Haaland. Okay, let's not fuck around.
Yeah. You're right.
Ego is Haaland. The Glazers are something else. I don't know what they are, but they definitely look evil. They look evil for sure. We've decided that a while ago, Coach. Why are you trying to change up the resemblances? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, old boy cut off his ponytail. So
That's crazy. I didn't see that. I feel like I missed something important. He's had that ponytail since before he went bald.
Yeah.
Damn. It's like when Bajo's hair went white. It just did something, man. It's like, nigga, you about to die. You getting old. Go get some bitches, make some kids or something, nigga. In that injury time, Arsenal kind of woke up a bit because it felt like they had more of the ball, and they actually created a really good chance. Havertz pretended he was just going to go run out the clock, gave it back to Odegaard. Odegaard finally did something in the 93rd minute of the game, chips it to Saka, and De Ligt, another candidate for man of the match. I thought he was fantastic. Gets in there, makes a block. A corner kick routine led to MLS fouling in Bournemouth. Bro, we still got some bozo in us, just a little bit of bozo. I'll admit to that. Then finally, Odegaard and Saka broke. Basically, what that should have been a tap-in from Madueke. Or I mean, Coach, did you know what I'm talking about, right? That late chance.
Yeah. Did someone get a touch in it though, or did he just miscue it?
I don't know what happened. Tosin, do you know what happened? Did one of your defenders get to it?
I think one of our defenders did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because it should have been. But this is what I was talking about left footers playing on, well, people playing on their strong side. That chance comes around because Saka doesn't have to do much to manufacture it, kind of thing. He can just literally just whip it, shift it, and whip it, kind of thing. And that's the value in playing them there, playing those sorts of player there. You can create chances in the most simplistic way. And that would have been, I would have loved for us to have scored that, because it would have been the classic smash and grab that we suffered a lot at the hands of United. Let's just call it what it is. We've just suffered a lot at the hands of Man United, especially at Old Trafford, where we go there, we have, to my mind, the better midfield on paper, and then we show it, but then United just magically win the game. And it's just like, hold on a second, we've been camped in your half the entire game. Where the hell did you get these 2 goals from? Do you know what I mean? So I'm very, very pleased with the way it went today. But that chance today would have been nice to have won at Old Trafford by more than 1 goal, basically, you know.
Hey man, 3 points are 3 points. But yeah, I'll never forget Wayne Rooney scoring 2 goals from 1 shot on target. like the nigga didn't even mean to score, and he scored on us. So like, man, we have suffered. Oh my goodness. Tosin, objectively speaking, this is the most competent United performance. I'm not trying to be condescending or patronizing. This is the most competent United performance we've seen in quite some time. How are you feeling about, I know it's 1 game, but if you project it out into the future, how are you feeling about the season?
Like when I saw the Summer Premier League series, I was like, okay, they finally get some sense. Like they're slowly understanding what Ruben wants them to do. And even today, you saw it. There are United fans who are on the internet, they just want to cry. That's just part of being a fan, right? Like you're gonna cry, you're gonna complain about things you don't like. But I think this is the first time I can generally say, like, trust in this manager, like truly believe in like what he wants to do. If he wants to continue to 3 at the back and gets fired, then hey, he went out his way. But I truly see something in this. I can say that where we're gonna finish if we get a midfield, like we get midfield, will be challenging for top 4. Like that's how like much I like rate this team. I think we'll get top 4 if we can actually like get a midfielder in, because Casemiro is past the expiration date, man. Like Casemiro just runs around just hoping that nobody notices like he's 38. And then Ugarte, the less said the better. So we need midfield options badly. And Bruno, ironically, we didn't talk about this today, but Bruno is the reason why that goal happened. If you guys remember correctly. Because the reason why the corner happened is because Bruno
was trying to shepherd it out, isn't it?
Yes, Bruno decided to like mess around with the ball, and that's when Arsenal got a corner kick. So it was Bruno's fault. So I don't like Bruno playing deep. I think Bruno needs to be up at 1 to 10s and has to like do whatever. But yeah, I mean I'm measured in my approach to United this year. I'll say like I'm trying to be the adult in the room. But yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic with where we're going this season for sure.
I mean,
Coach, I was gonna say, what do you make like of his assessment? I kind of agree with him. If I was a United fan after today, despite the loss, I'd feel optimistic. What's your own critical view of it?
So here's my thing, right? There's a lot of the time, and no disrespect to Tosin. Tosin is like the only smart United fan that I know. United fans love results-based analysis. Like that's what they love. Had they won that today, playing the way that we did, they're like, oh yeah, great signs, blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, no, you're still going to get pasted against anyone decent today. It was just one of those unlucky days kind of thing. The same way, although they scored 3 that day, they beat us 3-1 in 22-23. But I already knew what was up. I knew Arsenal was serious, semi-serious that day at least. And I knew that we would definitely finish above United that year. Do you know what I mean? But based off that, of looking at the performances, United fans have to be encouraged. You've got no choice. Like, when was the last time for consistently for 90 minutes you stood up and you competed? You didn't just roll over, and you didn't just have a bunch of players there that just didn't even look like they belonged on a 5-a-side pitch, let alone a Premier League game. So you have to take encouragement from that, for sure. Again, and I pinned them down. Like we'll talk about it in the main pod. But I have them down definitely to challenge for the top four, purely for the fact that the money that's gone into this project this season, and also the fact that this one game a week thing is fucking huge. People don't realize how big it is. It is huge. At a push, United will play maybe 45 games this year. Maybe 45 games this year. But I've already played 73 season just gone. So there's no, like, you guys can literally just go full tilt every week for the entire season. You guys actually can. Whereas a lot of the teams up at the table, we're literally trying to optimize for when we can, again, apologize for this, but when we can explode, pause. So we're trying to optimize for that. Whereas United is like, well, no, actually, we get, 7 days between games. Let's fucking go. So that's huge. So yeah, you have to be optimistic based on those factors.
Yeah, I'd say we should do the same conversation about Arsenal, but I think we all know what Arsenal is at this point. This is a mature team, well established in this league, second 3 years in a row, going for the title. They often say that a team winning and not playing well is a sign of champions or whatever, but it's too early in the season for that shit. But Coach, I know you itching. You're not gonna let this shit die. So, what you got to say about Arsenal?
No, I was just gonna say on the midfield today. I know we were waxing lyrical about it for like a week straight after Bilbao, but we have to accept that the midfield configuration is new and it's changed. So I'm gonna give them some grace there, like some teething problems. Like United definitely had our number today. No shame in that. Again, it's a £2 billion project, but it's gonna take time, a little bit more time. I want to say for them to really understand, each other's rhythm, each other's games. You know what I mean? Like all those sorts of responsibilities. Like it's gonna take a little bit more time, but had that balance been better today and they'd got it right, I do think we probably, win the game in a little bit more comfortable fashion. But I'm giving them grace. I think the midfield, for all of our fortunes, we talk about Calafiori, helping with the attack and stuff like that. Our midfield really, for me, is where our Premier League title lies for me. So
that's always where it's been. That's where it belongs.
Not always, but
I was gonna say, I do have a take about Arsenal as somebody who's won the league multiple times. The best thing that I can say about Arsenal, this is a compliment, all right?
What league did you win multiple times? When was this?
It don't matter. You're still chasing our ghost. Anyways,
we're not.
Don't give a damn. Don't give a damn. Anyways, you guys win ugly, and that's a great thing. I don't give a damn what anybody says. Winning ugly is a great thing. You can win sexy all you like, but when your back's against the wall, you go into your rival's home and you can win 1-0, that's a sign of maturity. And that's the biggest compliment I could play for Arsenal. And anyone who's like looking at this saying, "Oh, we didn't do this," shut the fuck up. You won 3. You won, okay, and you got 3 points. That's the way you start your season. You take it from there. You go to Old Trafford, you get 3 points. That's a great way to start your season. Playing ugly like that as well. Hey, listen, more fair play to you. So there you go.
Very well said, Tosin. On that note, I think we should wrap it up, guys. We are very excited about this upcoming season. Share our stuff with your friends. If you're not subscribed to our shit, you should subscribe to our shit. What else, folks? What else we got for the people?
Thanks for listening, man. Let's have a fun season.
Right. Tosin, take us out of here.
Everyone, we're out. Take it easy. Peace.
Hey folks, this is Deen from the Shirtless Plantain Show. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and follow us on all our socials. You can see them right beneath our recordings in every video. Thanks again, and see you on the next one.